The Martinsville ratings from this past weekend's race at Martinsville have been revealed, and there will be no penalties handed out to any drivers for the incidents that took place this past weekend. We got a lot to discuss today. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to another video. The first thing we're going to be talking about is the Esports Championship that took place last night as Nick Ottinger won the 2020 NASCAR iRacing Coca-Cola Series Championship, and he won $100,000. I'm really happy for Nick. He's done really good the last couple of years. In fact, since he's really started back, I think back 2012, 2013, he's been really good. One of the best drivers in that series of all time. And after working so hard to finally get that championship, he finally was able to do it last night. Huge congratulations to Nick Ottinger for winning it. I've been a big fan of Nick Ottinger in the esports of the iRacing Coca-Cola Series. He's done really well in that series, and I'm really happy for him right there. On to the next story. We are going to talk about the Martinsville TV ratings as they were revealed from this past weekend's race. And honestly, they're really good. NBC earned a 1.65 rating and a 2.74 million viewers for Sunday's NASCAR Cup Series race at Martinsville. That is up slightly from last year's penultimate race at Phoenix on NBC, which was a 1.63 and 2.58 million viewers. Plus, the fall Martinsville race on NBCSN, which had a 1.4 million viewers and 2.25 million viewers, though, like I said, it was on NBCSN. This, regardless, is very positive. And the fact that any sport can have their ratings go up in any shape or form, regardless of what it is, that is a major positive. When ratings can go up, that is a big win for the sport. NASCAR overall, especially at the end of these seasons, it seems like in the last 5 or 6 weeks especially, we have a huge deep dive. Now, it does help that it was Martinsville, and the racing this weekend was really good, so you didn't have people completely turning off. But every year for the last couple years, like I mentioned, it seems like the ratings go completely down to the championship race, and it really affects the end of the year. I'm hoping with this positive momentum that we got from this past weekend's race at Martinsville with these ratings, I'm really hoping that it does carry into Phoenix, which is this weekend for the championship race. Though I know a lot of people are probably not going to be watching it this weekend since, the guy who should be in the Final Four is not in the Final Four. But they're really good to see that the Martinsville TV ratings are up. I think it's a big win for NASCAR when ratings are up. It isn't like 3 million or 4 million viewers, it's not like a major increases, but the fact that we at least we're up slightly this year, it will help the overall ratings. And the fact that we are still able to kind of be not losing too many ratings, considering, with COVID, you've seen NBA drop 30-40% on their ratings, during the NBA Finals. The NHL Finals had like 2/3 of their ratings down. MLB playoffs had like 30% down this year. So the fact that NASCAR is only in general been down 1% this year, and the fact that this race was up like 2 or 3% this year from last race, or up a pretty good portion, is a major win for NASCAR. And yeah, really cool to see the Martinsville TV ratings being up for this year's race. On to the next story. We're going to talk about Chase Briscoe. He has signed with the Chicago-based marketing agency Potential to represent him in finding new sponsors as he moves to NASCAR Cup Series in 2021. Potential's other motorsports works include being an all-agency record for Smithfield and Snap-on Tools. Really cool that Chase Briscoe is going to have an agency he can work with to get sponsors. I know that High Point is going to be working with them for the majority of the season. They are going to be the main sponsor for Chase Briscoe in the 2020 season. They've worked with Chase Briscoe since his time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2019 and 2020. It's really cool, but very interesting. This is really interesting, is Smithfield. Now, who is majorly sponsored a lot by Smithfield? Erik Jones. Erik Jones' contract actually ends at the end of this season. So, not end of this year, end of the upcoming season. I am very intrigued to see if this is going to eventually affect like Erik Jones, if he's going to be remaining with this team in general. I expect Erik Jones maybe to get a contract extension if he does really well next year, but that is something we're going to have to watch out for. And I'm wondering if Erik Jones is to leave the team next year with Chase Briscoe partnering up with them, that they may move some of those Smithfield operations. And there is a possibility maybe this year with the race that Chase Briscoe is now partnered up with High Point this year. I wouldn't be 100% shocked if you see Smithfield sponsor some races for Chase Briscoe in 2020, maybe getting him ready for the future. But really cool to see that he's partnered up with a pretty big company. They're not like the biggest company in the world, but really cool he's partnered up with a marketing agency so he can kind of work on getting it. Maybe we'll see Snap-on Tools as well sponsor, maybe some other sponsors that are kind of part of this agency kind of helped Chase Briscoe sponsor him for some of the races he's not sponsored with a high point for the 2020 season. Really cool stuff there. On to the next story. Chad Knaus, after multiple fake accounts for Chad Knaus, he finally has an official Twitter account. Yay. Good to hear that Chad Knaus finally has an official Twitter account. There's been people making fake Chad Knaus Twitter accounts, but you've had people like Paige Keselowski talking about this. Brad Keselowski's been retweeting it. Daniel Trotta, Hedrick Motorsports, all of them pretty much confirmed that Chad Knaus officially has a Twitter account. Took a long time. Took like 5 or 6 years for him to get a Twitter account, but he finally has an official Twitter account up on Twitter. Good stuff there. On to the next story. It looks like Jimmy Johnson's final paint scheme for this year has been revealed, and it's nothing special. Unless he's teasing us, and this is just a troll, this is going to be the final paint scheme. It is the rally scheme. That is disappointing. I really thought for this year, for Jimmy Johnson especially, that they were going to do something really special for Jimmy for a final paint scheme like a Lowe's tribute. Instead, we have the rally paint scheme. I am disappointed. I'm not saying I hate the scheme. It does look cool, but you would think there would be a lot more meaning toward the paint scheme. The fact that there is not enough meaning toward this paint scheme, I think is extremely disappointing. I think there should have been a lot more meaning toward it, and I hope it's a troll and the official scheme maybe get revealed in the future, but I think that is the official scheme, and like I said, I am really, really disappointed. That's just So I took a little bit of a closer look at the Jimmy Johnson paint scheme, and actually I do like it a lot more than what I originally thought it was going to be. It's actually going to be a silver chrome car instead of like the regular like white rally scheme. I like it a lot more now. I'm really glad that they're doing that one instead of the white rally scheme. So I actually like the scheme a lot more now. I thought it was going to be the white rally scheme. There weren't going to be any changes, but still a good scheme. Good job, Hendrick Motorsports. At least it's silver chrome. Better stuff. Disappointing. Dang, guys, you could have been better than that. Come on. And now we get into the final story of the episode. As I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, there will be no penalties handed out to any of the drivers that were in the possibility of being investigated. That is Erik Jones, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, and Kyle Busch. I believe are all the drivers that were under investigation after incidents that took place. A little bit of background for you guys. Kevin Harvick got into the back of Kyle Busch coming to the checker flag, and there was radio bites that were picked up by NASCAR. Chris Gale, to my knowledge, said that that Hamlin's going to race too hard because he was fighting for a championship. And then his spotter told him that don't pass him, stay with him, and drive what you can. But I was really, and also, by the way, I was really, really shocked that he didn't pass him at the end of the race. But, like I said, NASCAR is not going to handle penalties. Here is the statement that NASCAR said about this. After conducting a review of the on-track complications and the 20-team radio communication from Sunday's race at Martinsville, NASCAR will not issue any penalties to the 20 team. I am really happy that they decided to not penalize anybody. I think it would have been a really bad call, honestly, if they went to penalize people because they didn't penalize Ben Rhodes recently. I'm surprised they didn't penalize him there, but I am really happy that Erik Jones is not getting any penalties. I know it seems blatant and it looks like team orders to help Denny Hamlin, but we've seen team orders in the past in NASCAR. Am I a personal fan of team orders in NASCAR? Any sport? No, I think team orders are completely stupid, but it's a thing that's been around in NASCAR for quite some time. I think we saw a little bit of that for Kevin Harvick as well when Harvick's trying to drive up through the pack. I mean, those guys shouldn't have been in that position to begin with for this kind of situation to begin with. But like I said, we've seen team orders in the past, and we've seen penalties handed out for similar things. 2013 when Spingate happened with Brian Vickers, and Michael Walter Bracing, all that with Clint Boyer, Martin Truex Jr. Truex Jr. completely got screwed. Truex should never have been penalized for that incident. And we've seen back in 2004 when Mike Wallace and Jamie McMurray trying to get him in the playoffs. Chip Ganassi worked with James Finch for the Xfinity Series program. So, again, it doesn't surprise me one bit that they're not penalizing Erik Jones. Like I said, I think it is the right call to not penalize Erik Jones for the incidents. I think Erik Jones, while I don't think he was completely innocent in this situation with this, I said yesterday that there should be a no call for this. And I am really, really glad that there is a no call going out. And I'm really glad that NASCAR is being consistent with their word. And they are not penalizing Erik Jones. I'm really happy that they decided to make a decision with this because I think that is the right call. So, anyway, that is going to be it for my NASCAR news video today. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, notifications so you get me notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Links description below for that. And comment below your thoughts on today's video. Do you believe that NASCAR made the right call on not penalizing Erik Jones or not? Do you think he should have handed a penalty? Let me know in the comments below. And how do you feel about Jimmie John's pace game? Do you like it or not? And how do you feel about the Martinsville TV ratings? Are you really happy with those TV ratings or not? Let me know in the comments below. Tomorrow you will see the Final Four for the Cup Series, and on Thursday you will see my predictions for the final time, doing race predictions for the season finale 500 at Phoenix. Check that out when that comes out on my channel. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you do like and subscribe if you are new, and make sure you like this video so YouTube can recommend these really good videos. If you do that, I would really appreciate it. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.